was lying to you. I'm not even from fucking Morocco.
Like, fucking.
You
I
wasn't
was
even
about to
close.
blame Morocco
Psych.
for all of these problems.
He is from Uganda, actually.
They should have never recognized the stolen country. That was messed up of Morocco.
What? Morocco was a stolen country.
No, this country of the United States is a stolen country, and Morocco recognized it, even though it was illegitimate.
Of course. You know the Americans have a way. You know the Americans are like the devil. They are literally like the devil. If you make a deal with America, it is not within your best interest to do so. They will they'll rape you in that deal. You know, it's these people, they are the
Literally
real
and
devils.
figuratively.
They claim to be so Christian, yet they are so evil.
They worshiping something else. I don't know.
Exactly.
The Ku
They're
Klux
worshiping
Klan
the
is a
devil.
Christian organization.
Bro, it's all a facade. I swear, man. Sometimes, you know, you gotta give props to Osama bin Laden, man.
Should I
I
try
can't
the
believe all
Ku
these
Klux
Americans
Klan?
are in here and not standing up for America. That's wild to me.
Say that again.
I'm indigenous, so I don't represent the government. I look at those as ops. Those are the people that
Exactly, and I'm guessing
put in
you're black,
chains.
and
No, I wouldn't represent
and
that.
they have.
I
I'm
couldn't
guessing
care
you're
less
black
about people's
as
opinion of
well.
my country. I couldn't care less. I know they're wrong.
And this is what I hate as well. I hate when black people try to defend white America like they care about them. They use and abuse you, and they put you to the side. You know, like some used sex doll.
No,
Yeah,
stop
that's what
using
Africa
me.
did. Africa did the same thing. So big whoop.
Say that again, young man.
I said Africa did the same exact thing. Matter of fact, they did it first.
Yes, of course. But at least they'll go back to their country or whatever and fight for their country. You know, they would at least know within their minds that yes, we cannot trust these people. We cannot die for these people. But you guys, I don't know, man. You guys will die for your country, and then after that, a white man will kill one of your folks in a couple of weeks and
Yeah,
be
well, I
angry.
mean, you know what? We part of the land, bro. We following every major word that America ever had. So, and this is where we're from. We got threw away. We got sold off by Africans. So they threw us into the beast of the belly of the beast. So how dare an African judge what the turnout would look like? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy.
Not all of them were brought here through a boat, though.
Agreed. I agree. Not all of them were for him, but for the sake of the argument he's trying to present right now. So
No, I mean the worst ones that I think is the Africans that come to the country. You know, I feel like that just devalues the fucking or it doesn't even help the country that they are coming from. They're leaving the country to better themselves and to provide, but at the end of the day, it's just gonna make it worse. You know, because it's not really helping up with the economy. You know, with the skills that they learn, they cannot really come back to the. They can come back to the country and support the country within itself, but
Or
people
it is
just
perfect
leave.
for Americans because now they're indoctrinated with our mindset. So we get to sell ourselves. We're a brand and it gets to sell through people and they pay for that, which is excellent.
Exactly. They sold the American dream so
You
far that
pay
they
for us
became
to
the biggest.
indoctrinate.
Huh?
You pay for the American indoctrination. You have phones. Where do your phones come from?
Yeah, you're right.
We're
You're
the
right.
think tank of the world, though. So
It's the
that's what they say.
American dream. That's what they sold the people, and then now they made it.
who's the think tank of the world?
The U.S., us Americans. Every major invention, fuck it, culture.
Have you guys ever heard of BlackRock?
They own everything.
But yeah, man, $1 trillion assets, trillion. They own everything.
But why we call it BlackRock when it's really the U.S. government? We just do that to clean our hands and not have dirty work directly pointed at us. But we know where that finances come from.
Correct. You can never trust them. I promise you, you can never trust them.
Yeah, but who trusts a mercenary? You know, that's like trusting Moses.
There's a whole lot of people in the audience and on the stage. If you guys have a question or comment, if you're in the audience, feel free to come up raise your hand, come up on stage if you haven't gotten an invitation. And if you're on stage, feel free to say whatever you want. Just
Don't you think science is another myth?
no, science is not a myth.
Why?
Why? Because it has demonstrable results.
And what is those results lead to?
Well, my favorite is the MRI.
MRI.
Yeah.
I got it. Okay.
Jesus, cat, are you okay? Tater, get away!
Tater, get away.
Tater's chasing Simony.
Tater.
Todd.
Yeah, Tater Tot.
Do you think? Do you really think science is all that it's chalked up to be?
I mean, I understand that science has produced results,
But
tangible
that's
results.
life is not about results, though.
You're talking on a thing that was produced by science.
Yeah.
Science is just comparing and contrasting so you can get static results.
That's just not true. Who said that?
I think science is more of an
Whoever's got the music
illusion.
going, can you please mute up? It's very distracting. Thank you.
I think science is an illusion that we use to manipulate others about their reality.
That cannot manipulate anything. So the scientific process is observation, hypothesis, prediction, experiment, analysis. That can't manipulate anybody.
Yes, it can.
How?
Just through the double slit theory, my observation affects whatever I'm looking at.
That's why you go through the hypothesis,
I'm
prediction, experiment, and analysis part.
And that forms reality. That observation affects it.
No. The results are separate from the observation. The observation is just where you
and
start.
that's not the double slit theory.
Listen, stop. You have to stop talking over me. When I'm trying to tell you something, let me finish, and then you can talk. Do you understand?
I think you're projecting, Donald.
I'm not projecting. Every time you say something infactual, I stop you and correct you. That's what's happening now.
And I'm doing the same, Donald.
But
it only goes one way.
But I'm not saying anything infactual.
It's going counter of what I believe. The same way you interrupted when it was kind of what you believe in, and you get upset.
Just because you believe it doesn't make it true.
Just because you're upset about it, you don't have to yell.
I'm not upset and I'm not yelling.
Continue, Donald. But continue. I don't want you to lose your track of thinking.
I mean, I'm trying, but you.
So why is science? Why is it so important to you?
Well, for one thing, science created a machine that took away a bunch of my pain.
Great.
Drugs?
What are the bad things?
Science produced. I spend a lot of time with creation.
Yeah.
Science produced.
What about the negatives?
Negatives to the MRI? I can't think of many, except that we're running out of helium now.
Not the MRI.
That's what I'm talking about.
The arrogance.
NASA stole it all to run their little satellites.
What about the arrogance of scientists? Don't you think there's a bit of arrogance in their method?
Sure, but they've earned it.
They've earned their arrogance? Yeah. I don't think so.
Yeah, they've spent their entire lives studying the things that they're arrogant about.
They want to
impose
like
religion, doesn't
mean that they're dogmatic. Just because they're arrogant doesn't mean that they're dogmatic.
But you're pontificating. It sounds like religion.
I'm not. That's not you need to Google that word. It doesn't mean what you think it means.
Science is the only one truth. Do you agree with this statement that science is the one truth?
No. And I don't think science makes truth claims. Why not? Because I don't think science makes truth claims.
So what's the claim of science if there's no truth?
Science does its best to accurately describe reality using useful models that make predictions. Accurate predictions.
And there's no truth in that statement?
Well, because they all work within limitations, so outside of those limitations, they are no longer true.
So, okay. Does that mean, what does that mean? If
That
there's
means Newton fails at Mercury, Einstein fails at black holes.
Einstein fails at black holes. So
Yes.
what is Mercury? Oh God.
The
I mean,
orbit of Mercury is perturbated in such a way that is unpredicted by Newtonian physics, but is perfectly predicted by Einsteinian physics.
I see. And all of that is objective.
Yes. Physics is as objective as math can get.
Except for when it's at the quantum level.
No, that's still objective.
Really?
Quantum fields exist. Yeah. We know this because we can perturbate them and we can make them spit out particles.
Great, but you can't find any coherence in that.
Sure I can.
That's all.
So, do you think that when the Large Hadron Collider smashes two protons together, a proton and an antiproton, do you think that all the stuff that comes out of them was inside those protons?
Not necessarily.
No, not at all. None of them were inside those protons.
Yeah, none of it.
Protons are made of quarks. Quarks are the only
But then
things
how
that
does it relate to the human being? It takes away our agency, our autonomy.
We weren't talking about that. And no, it doesn't. It's a probabilistic thing. There's still chaos.
It does. Because I mean, yeah, we're humans. We're chaotic more than we are like mechanistic,
Well,
don't you
no,
think?
see, we are mechanistic. But a person might be unpredictable, but a group of people are very,
On the
very predictable.
subjective level though. On the
Listen, let
subjective
me
level.
finish. Let me finish. I had two words. Left, and you just talked right
Yeah.
all over me. So a person is unpredictable. A group of people, very predictable. That's all I wanted to say.
And why are they predictable? Because they're all following leadership, which is the problem.
Actually, it's the lack of leadership that makes them predictable.
I would say the other.
So if it's
Except that, like I said, a leader is a person. A
so that's
person.
the arrogance of science
Can I
again, right?
finish talking here, sir?
You're
So
getting
like I
angry
said,
again.
a leader is a person. A person is unpredictable. A group of people without a leader is a group that is predictable. So what you're saying is the opposite of reality.
It's predictable for who? For
A
science?
group
Or
of
for
people is a population of things is predictable. An
and you're
individual unpredictable, but a population is predictable.
I don't think we can just be the people predicting other people's behaviors all the time.
No, it's the models that do the predicting, not the people.
And what about the people, the human beings?
What about them?
They're more than just models.
Well, yeah, they're people. They're not models. They're people. That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, but neither does your assertion
What assertion did I make?
that people are models.
I did not make that assertion. I said that people are unpredictable. Groups of people, populations of people are predictable. That's what I said.
See, it's like pontification. You sound like a priest.
You need to Google that word. You really do.
And I do. You acting like a priest. Exactly.
That's
That's
not
what
what
that
I'm
word
doing.
means.
That's not what I'm doing.
You're treating a theory of science, a discipline, like it's a religion, and you're very dogmatic
I'm
about it.
not doing. I am not dogmatic. You have to not.
You're
call
raising
me
your voice. You gotta
dogmatic.
stop raising your voice because you wouldn't do that
I
in
can
person.
raise my
Trust me,
voice
you
in my
wouldn't.
room as much
On
as I want, and
220
you know what
black
else I
men,
can
you would
do?
not raise your
You
voice
know
like
what
that in
else?
person.
What did you just
Go ahead.
say? What did you
You
just
wouldn't
say?
do in person. You wouldn't raise your voice in real life. That's why
Fuck yes, I
this
would.
act.
Yes, I Wesley. Would I
Trust me, you
yell at
wouldn't.
this motherfucker in
You,
real life, face to
nah, you would
face?
call the police. That's what you would do,
Yes.
Donald. You would call the police, Donald.
I would never
Donald.
call the police.
Yes, you would,
Unless
Donald.
there was blood
Trust me,
on the
you would.
ground, I wouldn't call the police. And it would be arterial blood. It'd have to be arterial blood for me to call the police.
So does anyone know if the Earth is flat or round?
I know if
Evidence?
the Earth is flat. I do. It's not.
Definitely flat.
Who said that? Who said definitely flat? I want to talk to that person.
It's me, Laurie. I don't actually think that.
Oh, shit. Well, Butcher TV, what about you? Do you think the Earth is a globe, or is it flat? Or is it, like, bumpy? Some people think it's, like...
Should be shaped like a, should be shaped where it's wider on the edges.
Edges?
Like a perfect circle.
There's no such thing as perfection in nature, just so you know.
Shouldn't really matter anyway.
Yeah, there is. I think there is perfection in nature.
Sure there is.
I think
No,
that
there's
is
no such thing as
metaphysical.
perfection in nature.
That's a metaphysical assumption.
No,
right?
perfection is imaginary. Perfection is subjective
That's a
only
metaphysical
because
assertion.
it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's philosophy,
Well,
not metaphysics.
I would challenge. You don't think
I
that the
would like
ability
to
to adapt?
explain. I was right in the middle of explaining my
Oh,
point when
sorry,
everybody
sorry,
else
Don.
interrupted me. So I want to
Stop triggering
finish
Don.
explaining my point, and then y'all will understand if you let me finish. So perfection is subjective only because perfection is different for each person, which means it cannot exist in objective reality. That's all I wanted to say.
Doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
No, it doesn't exist in objective reality.
Doesn't mean that doesn't exist. If
I
it doesn't
agree. I
exist,
never said it
that's
doesn't exist. I never said it. As a matter of fact, I said it does exist.
subjectivity is just as important as objectivity.
Good God. Can you people ever just not
Don't shoot
interrupt
me.
people?
Don't
What
shoot.
the
Put
hell
down the
happened?
pistol. Put down the pistol.
Donald, did you
Put
just
down the
fall over?
Don't shoot the messenger, Donald. I'm just the messenger. My brother.
I think Donald fell over or some shit.
So, what's your guys' take on the shape of the Earth?
I think it's flat. I'm pretty sure it's flat. You can't prove to me it's a sphere until otherwise.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Show me your flat Earth in a lab in a bucket.
Lab in a bucket.
Yep.
Lab in a bucket.
Can you do that
Show
with
me
a
your
round
flat Earth in a lab in a bucket.
Can you do that with a round Earth?
Sure, I've done that.
In the wait, hold on. In the lab in the bucket. How does that make sense? I don't know.
So you found a way to make water stick to a ball upside down? Is that what you're telling me?
I have seen that, yeah.
You have seen an attempt, but was it successful?
Yeah, it was.
Come on, bro. This sounds like bullshit. I can't believe that, Lori. I'm sorry.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to show you end time.
Have you got a YouTube link or something that demonstrates this?
Yeah. I don't know if I might be too lazy to find
Exactly. It's fine, yeah.
Lori, I'll believe in white Jesus before I believe in that.
Jesus was white.
Says
In
who?
Africa, very interesting. Surprising it didn't happen
Jesus
in Europe.
wasn't even in Africa.
In Africa?
Middle East.
Yep, the Holy
Middle
Spirit
East.
happens in Africa.
Middle East sounds more like it. It's not Africa. Israel is not bloody Africa.
Yeah, Israelites was not white. You know, I mean, Jesus was clearly
Oh
not
yeah,
white.
they was not white. That's true.
Yeah,
Yes.
Jesus wasn't white. Then Jesus was, he had a darker shade than white, and I don't think he had blue eyes and blonde hair.
I think he was a brown-skinned man of Palestine.
That's like swarthy. Is that what you're trying to say?
In the Levant. No, I'm not. I'm just saying he was a Levantine, a person of the Levant.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but what's brown skin? That's swarthy. Is it
No,
not?
it's not swarthy. He there was no colorism in that time,
yeah,
right? There
but they
was no
was brown.
racism.
But they was all brown.
There was
Like,
just human beings with brown skin.
yeah,
Correct. So there was no such thing as white people. So why
Correct.
would we get a white Jesus?
there was, but maybe in other area of the world. But at that point in time, in that specific area, they were brown. They were like, Arab-looking people.
Well, how do you think the Earth is, Thor?
It's flat. I've explained to you
How
before. You guys
old?
haven't demonstrated.
How
How old?
old? How
Millions of years.
old?
No one can place an exact number on it.
Yes, we
Everyone can
can.
estimate.
Yes, we can.
Everyone
1
can
billion,
estimate.
3 billion, 100 billion,
Everyone can estimate.
4.54 billion years old.
4. Did you
So
catch that? 4.5 billion years.
it astounds me how you
4.54.
guys just believe everything that a
4.54 billion.
scientist says.
No, I've done the calculations myself off the measurements taken.
There
Okay,
you
what's the
go.
He's
measurement?
here.
What is this measurement that proves that
It's
the Earth is 365 million years old?
it demonstrates the Earth is 4.54 billion years old, and we took rocks from the moon and radiometrically dated them.
Oh, whatever you say, man. You know, I mean, I'm not a gullible guy in my opinion, bro.
Neither
Like,
am I.
okay,
I'm so
Just
skeptical.
accept the
Listen,
science.
Thor. Hang on, hang on.
Accept the science.
Hang on, dude. You have to. Okay, B Philo. We have to make an agreement here, real quick. When I'm talking, you shut your fucking mouth. So,
that's kind
Thor.
of rude, but
I don't care. He's being rude to me every time he interrupts me, and he's been interrupting me all fucking night, and I'm sick of it. So, Thor.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, but I don't care. Just stop doing it. So, Thor. Radiometric dating is based on the weak nuclear force. It's a fundamental force of nature that we have to understand in order to make nuclear power. If we didn't understand this force, nuclear power plants would explode. Also, we use radiometric dating to find oil. It's called basin modeling, and if it weren't for that, we wouldn't have oil as readily available to us as we have it now. We use
so are you
radiometric
saying
dating to
that?
find oil.
So are you saying that it's not possible with radiometric dating that the figures could be wrong?
No, they have been confirmed over and over and over again.
But it has a very good error margin of 5%. You do know that, right?
5% is a very small margin for error, and I'm pretty sure it's smaller than that for most of them. But each one of them is going to have a different error rate,
Muhammad
which
was
means,
a
dude, I'm right in the middle
pedophile.
of talking here,
Muhammad.
dude. So each
Let him
each
talk.
after I'm done, no problem. But each form of radiometric dating is going to have a different error bar. So that you say there's a blanket error measurement on there means you don't understand what's going on.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even though there's a little bit of room
All
of
of that is
data,
oppressive. That's oppressive. You're oppressing me, brother.
Muhammad was a pedophile. Muhammad was a child molester.
Possible.
Muhammad was a piece of shit.
Report for
And
disruption.
so are all the
I
Muslims.
report for
Takbir.
disruption.
Muhammad Khanzir.
For
Takbir.
disrupting stage.
Allah is Khanzir.
Yo, I put that video of the water ball in the chat.
Rasul ibn Sharmuta ibn Qahba ibn
Mohammed is
Zinnah.
amazing.
Hello,
Please
what's
be
your
quiet.
religion?
Peace be
Azal?
upon
Like,
him. Assalamu alaikum.
Piss, camel piss be upon him.
Peace be upon the Prophet. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
yeah, is it the Catholic Church that pushed globe birth, even though they claim to have
Rasul ibn
better?
Sharmuta ibn Qahba ibn Zinnah raped Aisha when she was 6 years old playing with dolls. Muhammad Rasul ibn Gawad was a terrorist mushrik
So even
who
when the
worshipped
Catholic Church
Satan.
didn't accept heliocentrism, they accepted geocentrism. Geocentrics are still globe believers.
How could you fall off of a globe though?
You can't.
If that story went around that they believed that it was an edge of what? A globe? You're saying?
Well, I mean, the horizon is sort of the edge of the globe if you want to think tangentially, but not really. Globes don't really have edges. I mean, the horizon is close to an edge as you're going to get on the globe.
So why do they believe that creatures and monsters are were at the edge of the four corners of the earth? Like even their terminology doesn't sound round. It sounds pretty plainer, like
Well, I don't
flat.
care what ancient cultures said about the shape of the planet. They didn't have radar.
I care what they said. They actually thought it was round, and they didn't think it was a flat. Plato and Aristotle both believed in a round model
Yeah, from
of
the
the
Greeks
earth.
on. From the Greeks on, we knew that it was a globe. Because the
Yes,
Greeks
that's what I'm
invented the sextant
saying.
and the quadrant.
And these
Yeah.
are
And the
invented
sundial. Sundial only works on a
or
globe. Sundial only
invented
works on a globe.
invented or just prostated it
No,
because
they
they went
invented it.
to
They invented it.
because they went to another homeland to get an education. If they had all that education there, they wouldn't have to travel and steal other
They went to
people's
go help.
technologies.
They went to go give education and receive education because there was a bunch of shit that the Greeks knew that the Middle Easterns didn't, and there was a bunch of shit the Middle Easterns knew that the Greeks didn't. So they traded information. They didn't get educated. They educated and were educated.
I doubt it because their culture is
Your
built off
doubt is
learning off.
irrelevant. This is a matter of
Listen,
history.
Donald, you're talking
No,
over me,
stop.
Donald.
Well, yes,
See what you
because I told you. I honestly told you that if you said something infactual, I would stop you and correct you. That's what I'm doing. You said something infactual. I stopped you and corrected you.
I only correct, and I'm not your wife. You correct your wife, bruh.
No,
But
I
you
don't.
can
My
say
wife
I'm
is
your
that you
wife.
disagree
I'm
with
your
me.
wife.
my wife has absolutely nothing to do with this. You dickless
your
fucking wonder. You
yeah.
never say shit about my wife again. Do you
Exactly.
understand?
Don't say
See,
shit
that's
about his
eunuch
wife
talk.
again.
That's eunuch talk. Like,
So you can chill out
Did
in
you
the
know
audience.
that Muhammad married Aisha when she was 6 years old? And that
9 years
child
old.
marriages
No,
child
it's
And
marriages
not.
is a practice in Islam today?
also,
No,
one
that's a
second,
lie.
asshole.
She was 9 years
One second,
old.
guys. 1 second. I have to say this. My wife is right more often than I am.
Well, then you must be pretty wrong.
No, she's just very often right.
Wow.
She's a very smart person. I married her because she's a very smart person.
Does she clean your diaper?
I don't wear diapers.
Okay.
No.
Not yet. Not yet, I'm guessing.
Well, sure. Most old people eventually end up in diapers.
You don't consider yourself old yet? You're still a youth.
Do you consider 43 to be old?
No, not really. I don't.
So there you go.
Consider you. Okay. You still have a lot of life left in you. You know, you're going to live until you're a ripe old 120, I can tell.
No.
Did you know Muhammad
life
Rasul
At
bin
least.
Taqawad
because
ibn
of
Zina
science,
was a terrorist? He was a
Listen,
pagan
shut up. That's
who
hate speech. Please
kissed the
stop your
black
hate speech.
stone after women
I
menstruated
already reported your
and
hate speech.
put
Thank
their
you.
vagina on that rock full of blood, and Muhammad kissed it. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Hey, do you know how the Hebrew priests stopped the bleeding after a bris where they circumcised the baby boys? They used their mouth.
Anyway, they do. What were we talking about, brother Donald?
Muhammad bowed down to pagan statues.
Can you remove this guy?
Then he
please?
said the
No, I
devil
do
made
not
me
like
do
this
it
guy. He's
after
from my
he
other room.
received
He's from my other
prophethood from
house. He's
Allah.
cool.
Oh, really?
He's from my other house. He's cool.
Oh, you like him?
I just think he's cool to have in the room. I don't know if I like him or not. But
I see.
him. I certainly love him, but I love everybody, so it's okay.
Do you love me?
Yes, I love you.
How
Fuck
much?
all Muslims.
No. How much do you love me, Donald?
I love everybody pretty much equal except for my mom and my wife. And my cats and my dogs.
And me? You don't love me?
No, I love everybody else
Hey,
pretty much the same.
we'll go to a next discussion, please. Love can wait here.
I'm
Next
good to talk
topic,
about
please.
whatever.
Let's talk
I'm having
about
fun with this
Muhammad
shit.
being a pedophile, terrorist, pagan,
This is way fun.
Okay.
This is way more
fake
fun than the God
prophet.
room. But also,
Let's
join
talk
my God
about
house. It's Convince Me God
Muhammad
Exists.
being God's messenger.
It's right here on Clubhouse. It's Convince Me God Exists. It's pinned at my YouTube is pinned at the top. It's the same.
Muhammad is God's messenger. You don't need proof.
I just put up a brand new YouTube video.
Just
Go watch it.
accept Muhammad's peace message of Islam, which means brotherhood and peace. So accept and submit. It means submission. You have to submit. To know God, you have to love God. But you don't love God. How can you know Him?
Is God
I have to have a relationship with someone before I can love them, don't you?
You already have a relationship with Him, and He has one with you. This has been cemented in eternally.
He does not have a relationship with me, and I do not have a relationship with him.
You have a relationship with His words, which have been written in Quran, verse 1-5.
I've read the Quran. It's a horrible book.
Did you understand? Did you go to 5 years of understanding the Quran?
I read the book cover to cover. That's how I understand every book I've ever read.
It's not how you understand. If I read a physics book cover to cover, does that mean I understood it?
Well, if I read the book cover to cover and I don't understand it, I read it again.
Physics books have a steeper learning curve. These kinds of mythology books, sure, there are a lot of facts and ideas, but it's not that hard to understand. It's more like
I have
oral
read the
story
religious
form.
scripture of dozens of religions.
You could say you cannot just read a trigonometry book or algebra book and really easily understand everything. But that's not the case with Quran or Bible or even other.
In some
Tibetan Book of
cases,
the Dead was
you
pretty
can.
fun. I own a copy of that.
Sometimes, yeah.
I've also read the Bhagavad Gita. I've read the Quran. I've read the Bible.
Bhagavad Gita. No. Come on.
These are all
You
religious
have to.
scriptures.
The
I'm just going
ring,
through
You
some
the
of
have
the
to
religious
urine
practice.
of
scriptures
the
I've read.
camel.
You have to practice it. You have to practice what you preach.
Well,
Don't.
I was a Christian for 20 years. That's enough religion for me.
That's enough. You didn't even understand
30
what religion
years. I was a
is,
Christian for 30 years.
and you lost your life that way. You lost your potential. You
I
wasted it
haven't lost anything.
on Christianity.
Your approach sounds more like narcissistic parenting, B.
Yes, you wasted your life on Christianity, and now you're
No,
really you're
I didn't
you're very
waste
angry.
anything. I found a whole lot of ways of finding out how something is bullshit by practicing Christianity.
We all know there's one God. Christianity is the false religion. Thank you very much. We know.
Christianity has the same God as the Quran. Just so you know.
But they have Jesus too, so it cannot be
Well,
authentic.
yeah, but it's
The
all based
ring,
on
the
Abraham's
urine
God.
of the camel.
It cannot be
One is
authentic religion.
Yahweh, the other is Allah. That's
But
the
they're based
difference.
on Abraham's
That's the
God, and
difference.
Abraham's God is
Exactly.
Yahweh.
You can only have one God and one Son.
I don't think there are any gods. And you can have
You
many
God
sons. I
people
know a
don't even
guy.
agree.
I grew up with a guy who had 8 kids and like 7 of them were sons. So you can have more than one son. Also, there's plenty of like stars out there that are binary systems and trinary systems, so that's more than one sun. Completely different kind of sun.
The ring, the urine of the camel.
More than one son, you say?
Oh yeah. There's all kinds of ways to have more than one son.
Did God have more than one? Or
God
only
doesn't
one?
exist. So you can't
How do
have
you
a
know
son if you
that?
don't exist.
God would not approve of your statement. God does not exist.
Well, you can't approve or disapprove of things if you don't exist.
Well, if you've never experienced God, how would you know?
Wouldn't all of God's creations be like all of His children?
There's
Like I
never
never
been an active
understood the
creation
Son
in
of
the
God.
entire history of the universe. Never a single active
You
creation
don't
in the
believe?
entire history of the universe.
So what came first, the chicken or the egg?
The
God
egg.
or science?
The egg came first.
Which was God? God was the egg. You know, the emptiness, the void, right?
There's never been an empty void like you're talking
No,
about.
no.
Or an empty egg.
There's always been energy. You understand what energy is?
How do you know there's always been energy? I
Because it
think.
cannot be created and it cannot be destroyed. It is eternal.
How do you know it cannot be created or destroyed? Right?
So there's your God.
I would
There's your
disagree.
Creator.
I think it is
Energy is not
created.
a
I think.
god.
I think.
Yeah,
Energy does not
energy
possess
created
consciousness.
everything.
Energy
Energy
is
does not
created.
possess. It didn't create anything, and energy does not possess consciousness.
It is created.
It did.
Therefore,
You
No,
don't. You don't
nothing
need a
has ever been
consciousness to
created.
create.
therefore, it is
Bacteria.
conscious. If it's created, it's conscious.
There's never been a single active creation in the entire history of the universe.
Have you ever painted? Have you ever done anything
The
creative?
ring,
Well, that's
the
just building stuff
urine
from other
of the
stuff, dude.
camel.
That's not creation. That's just building stuff from other stuff. Like, I'm a blacksmith. I make crap out of metal. I can make
So you
a
do
bunch of crap
create.
out of a bunch of
Create.
different metal, but that's not
Okay.
creation. That's just building stuff out of
No.
other stuff.
I am Dr. Zakir Naik, and I say the ring camel urine.
How do you know? How do you know? You're
I'll
not
ask
doing
a good
something
question.
that's. Does it give you value
Zakir
in
Naik.
humanity? Does it give you kindness
Zakir Naik,
in your heart?
the ring camel
Do you
urine.
feel kindness? Do you feel love when you
Some
create?
warm camel urine with some warm milk. Mix
Donald,
it
do
Man,
you
you
up
are
and
feel
like bottom
pure
of the
stomach ache.
barrel.
Donald? Do you feel creativity and love when you create something?
I've
Do you
never
understand
created
love?
anything. I've never created anything.
You've never made
What do you
poetry,
mean? What do you
art.
mean you've never created anything?
Nothing has ever been created ever in the entire history of the universe, from 10 to the negative 43 seconds after the Big Bang, all the way to the heat
Saying
death of
it
the
again
universe.
doesn't
Never an
mean
active
it don't give you
creation.
any.
Where did
Never a
Okay, so
beauty
single
come?
active creation.
what do you mean? All right, please explain that, Don, because I'm kind of confused on it. What do you
Everything is
mean by
built out of
not?
other stuff. Everything is built out of other stuff, and energy makes up everything, and energy cannot be created.
So
So
arrogant. That's
nothing's
so
ever been
arrogant.
created.
That's so arrogant.
It's not arrogant. It's
How
just
is it
facts.
arrogant? That's humility, bro. He said he can only manipulate this and that. He can't just
Not
really
arrogant, that's
create
just
water
facts.
molecules when he makes coffee.
Yes, he can. Why not?
Well, actually, I can. I can make water molecules, no
See,
problem.
he can.
But it's
What
not
do you?
creation. It's just
You
So
building
think
stuff
you're
out of
production
other
is
God
not
stuff.
too?
creation.
You take a
like
bunch of
like
hydrogen
once.
and a bunch of oxygen, and you mix it together, and you make electricity and water.
I think that's what God would do if he could choose that. He would do that.
You have to
I
be
meant
existent before you can choose anything.
So just
What
just the just for clarify, like, so the production of something that never existed before is not creation to you.
No,
That's
it's
just
The
production.
funny thing is
production.
that you do all these intellectual exercises, and the foundation that you have is a comic book story, or even mediocre comic book story. That's the puzzle here.
Where
All this
snakes and
great.
donkeys can talk, bushes don't burn when they're on fire,
Can somebody
and
explain
the
to? Can I?
entire world
Somebody
was
tell me
created
if
6,000
Piper
years ago with
is
2
Piper a
people.
woman? Can somebody prove to
2,000
me
years
that Piper
ago.
is a woman?
All this complex
Convince me Piper is a
argumentation,
woman.
I love
and
you.
Heidi, I
I
want
love
Heidi to
you.
come up and convince me that Piper is a woman.
Mwah.
You too, Donald.
What? What about me?
Convince me Piper is a woman.
Piper is a woman, yes.
Well, convince me.
Sure, Piper told me that she was a woman.
With a man's voice, and you believed her.
I don't care about a
So
voice.
I tell you, Donald, God
Voices are
exists
irrelevant.
with
Voices are
no
irrelevant to
proof
brains.
whatsoever.
Listen,
So you
listen,
have to
listen.
believe
Wait,
me.
wait, wait.
That's how dumb you are.
What does a brain have to do with the sound of a voice?
Are you dumb? You know what a
Apparently,
larynx is,
explain it
right?
to me.
You told me
Apparently, I'm
about
dumb.
you
Explain it
know
to
how
me.
the larynx works, so you know what a man's
Yeah,
voice
but what does
sounds
that
like.
have to do with the
So
brain?
Donald,
What
you
does it have
just
to do with
proved
the
that
brain?
you're a theist. You're a theist in the transgender category.
So what does vocal cords have to do with the brain?
Vocal cords has to do with being a man,
No,
having
what does that have to do with the
testosterone,
brain? What
having
does
a
that have to do
lower
with the brain? The
voice,
structure of the
being
brain.
built as a man.
But what does that have to do with the structure of the brain?
It doesn't matter. The brain is not functional in this one.
No, the
Right?
brain is what does the
No,
functioning in this one.
it's not. And
It's
by
the
the way, the
structure of the
brain
brain.
operates on
Will
hormones. You
you
dumb
shut the
fuck. The
fuck
brain,
up? Shut the fuck up when others are speaking.
fuck you, you stupid
I am a
fuck.
neuroscientist. You can ask brain stuff to me.
Sure, go ahead. Talk to Cal about
Yeah.
brain stuff.
How to like the vocal cords is connected to your motor cortex and these
No. We're
things.
talking about transgender people here.
testicles, basically.
Cal, do you accept that transgender people exist?
I accept all gay people, including Donald.
I'm not gay and you're not Cal. So Cal,
What do you mean you accept?
well,
What
because it's
happens if you
fact.
disagree?
Well, then you're disagreeing with facts.
It's the fact.
Brain operate on hormones too. You dumb fuck. You should learn something or two.
I
But
have
yeah, I'm not convinced
studied.
by
I have
woman just
studied this
because
bit.
he told you he was a woman. In fact, what you should do is believe in a god, since you don't believe in something called evidence.
Well,
Right? Since you
I've
can
never
take
seen any.
somebody
Hang
face
on, one
value
second,
without
one second.
evidence,
Before
then
you
you
move
can believe in
on,
a god
before
too.
you keep
You
going
dumb
and say
fuck.
nonsense and nonsense, I want to address what you just fucking said. So, I've never been shown any evidence of a god, but I have been shown evidence of a transgender brain.
You
Is there any
haven't seen
question?
the studies
Like
on
brain stuff?
meditation and the effect on the brain of meditation, the practice of meditation? Donald, have you seen? Since 1970, we've been looking at brains, scanning them, trying to understand how
Medit-
mindfulness and meditation.
Meditation is a very physical thing. A person is calm. So what?
This is God.
That
I have been practicing meditation for 30 years.
It's not calm, it's about enlightenment. You have to realize God. You
I've
see God.
experienced enlightenment. I have experienced enlightenment through
That is
meditation.
God. Then you
No,
are
it's
God,
not.
my friend.
It's not, though.
You are God.
that's the proof of God.
You are God. If you
I
see
think I
God,
may
you
have
know God.
accidentally done
That's
something
God.
bad.
That's everything.
So
That's
a
what.
Buddhist person see God according to you, B?
Everybody can see their own God.
I thought you were an Islamist. He doesn't see real God according to you.
I see Muhammad. I see Allah. I see, yes.
So you've
He sees
committed a
real
sin
God.
in your mind by
He
building
sees that too. You see it. I see it.
stop for 1 second, god damn it. So by building a picture of Allah in your mind, you have broken one of his commandments by never having an image of God produced.
So
It's okay. Yeah.
according to B, A Buddhist sees God when he does a meditation for years, that is enlightenment, but he has to take the Shahada and he becomes a Muslim, then he sees the real God, right? So it's like
Yes.
a super boss in a video game,
No,
right?
you can both be true. They're both true, right?
I
And the
see.
Christian
So,
God,
No,
the
because the
Christians,
Muslim God says
they
he's the
meditate.
only God there is.
Well, that's not what he said. That's what
Yes, it
we, the
is.
human being, no, the human being
That's what the
said
book
that
says.
about God. We
That's what the
didn't,
book
that's
says.
not what God said.
Are you saying that the
That's what
book is not
we
the
said.
inspired word of your God?
Of course it is, the inspired
Oh, well,
word.
that's what the book says about God, that he's the
It
only
came
God.
from heaven in an instant. In a millisecond,
Well,
it came.
demonstrate heaven.
Heaven is something psychological. It's
Oh,
something.
well, then it's imaginary. Then I don't give a shit about it.
It's not imaginary. It's
Islamic
real.
heaven is
Psychological
full
equals
of.
imaginary, dude.
No,
Well, I
science
mean,
equals
it means
imaginary.
it's subjective
Science,
only. Psychological
science.
means subjective only, not
Yes, that's
imaginary.
not imaginary. Science is imaginary.
Subjective only is in the mind.
Science is not imaginary.
Science is imaginary. You
Science
see?
is
Science
not
is
imaginary.
imaginary.
No,
Yes.
See,
God,
I
you
the
don't
angels,
know
and
what
Because it's
is
everything.
and
white.
That's
is
all
not
imaginary.
reality.
Science is the
You
white
don't have a
man.
way of telling the difference between reality and not reality. You just don't know how, because
Neither do
everything that you
you.
say is real is everything that you say that is imaginary is not imaginary. Everything that you say that is not imaginary actually is imaginary. So you need to figure out how to tell the difference between reality and imaginary.
I think that's your problem, Donald.
No,
You don't know
I've got
what's
this
real,
shit
what's
figured
not real.
out good. I've got this shit figured out good.
Oh,
I've been
you know
thinking about
God.
this shit
But
for a
see,
long time.
yeah, that's your physics. You believe science and God. That's the same thing for you. Your
I
God
don't
is
believe in
science.
God. I don't
Your
believe
God is
I don't
science.
believe in God.
Your
Science
God
is
is
not a God.
science.
Science
Science is not
is
God.
understanding your
For
reality.
you, it is.
Science
For
is
you,
not
this is God.
God.
This is God for you.
Don't
So,
put your
Donald,
don't put your shortcomings on me. That's projection. I don't require your
you're projecting
shortcomings.
onto God.
Those are
You're
all. God
scientific.
doesn't exist to be projected upon.
Yet you're
So,
doing it all the time. You're projecting it. That's what
I
you're. That's why you're seeking God through science.
I
Okay,
don't
B, you can
seek
be in
God through
denial.
science.
Do you
I don't
understand?
seek God through
You
science.
do.
I don't though. I
Then
seek
what are you
God
seeking?
through talking
So
to
what are you
people,
seeking?
which is why God's imaginary.
So that's how you seek it. You're already
Yes.
seeking. Yes, you admitted it.
Well, yeah, of course. I want to know what the truth is. If God is the truth, I want to understand
So
what the
that's your
truth is.
God. That's your God to you. Call it
Well, I
science. Call
thought
it science.
science
Science
was
is
my God.
not
Now,
a
truth
God.
is my God. Make up your mind. Is there more than one
Which do
God?
you
I thought you
prefer?
said there was only one God. There's many, many
For you,
gods.
that's your God. For you,
I
you can
have
have your
no
God. I have.
gods. I have no fucking gods, you dickless piece of shit.
You can just call it truth. I don't call my God truth. I don't have any gods.
How many gods do you have, B?
I have many, 50,
You
over
are a
50.
polytheist.
I have
I
zero
have many.
gods, so
It's like
stop
the
projecting your
harem.
shortcomings onto
It's like
me.
a harem. Not haram,
It's called a
harem.
pantheon, dude. When it's gods, it's called a
Many,
pantheon.
many gods. Many women. Many men. In my harem. Not haram. This is the
How do you
right
like
way.
the Avengers?
I thought you were an Islamist. Now you have many gods?
I am everything. I worship all gods. There is only one God, by the way.
Then you say one God. Contradiction is your
But
you.
God does not contradict. This is truth. God never contradicts. He is only one. He is Tawheed. Tawheed. That means unity. God is always one. His nature is one only. Now,
So God is part of the universe, or universe is part of the God.
both at the same time, universe and God, same.
God can do
How
anything, right? God is all powerful, right?
He is very powerful. Yes,
Can
truly
God
powerful.
suicide? Can God commit suicide?
I don't think so. No,
I mean, I can, but why can't God commit suicide?
he is not powerful.
He's not powerful enough then.
He can't do that. You can do that. That's your power.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yes, you can.
I see. So
But
God
this
is
is
not.
only limited human perception. That's not God. That's just you,
And
your mind.
what kind of extraordinary perception do you have?
I cannot speak on this.
Why should I take you seriously? You
I
are
have
stuck in this
extraordinary perception
universe.
already. I have already extraordinary perception. But don't believe me. You have to do the
More like
experiment.
chronic mumbling.
You have to use the scientific method to find God. This is your You
The
must use
scientific
something.
method will always disprove God.
No, it always proves God if you use it correctly.
Scientific
This is
method
the
never
proof.
proves anything at all.
Hey, hey guys, this is Gabriel. I apologize for interrupting, but who was the gentleman who just said that he like believes in all gods? He is all, like, who was that?
That's
I'm
B, I
so sorry.
think. Was that you, B?
Yes.
Okay.
B, I have a question for you, if I may, with Donald's
Yes.
Go
permission.
for it, man. This is an
Um,
open forum, dude.
Thank you. Yeah. So B, so we started a religion not long ago here on Clubhouse, and I haven't seen you coming to the meetings. And the religion, it's a very flexible one. It's called bootyism, and it's a combination of Buddhism, Judaism, and Beyonce lyrics. Um,
Nice.
and
Wow.
it's
That's
a very it's a very accepting,
What's the house called? Is it called Bootyism?
we haven't started the house,
Oh,
right? But we started this, some months
Bootyism.
back, and and
hey, you're welcome to
the
use my Discord if you need any Discord stuff. I got
okay,
a Discord.
perfect. No, yeah, I'll totally do it because, like, we just believe that first, before you can touch anyone else's booty, you have to get in touch with your own booty, and then get in touch with the universal booty, and then bootyism spreads. Right? That's what we believe. And you could be any other religion and also be an adherent of Buddhism. So I just want to ask you: would you also add our religion to your beliefs?
Yes, I'm already a member of your Buddhism right
Oh,
So my
you
now.
are.
Yes,
Discord is pinned at the top.
already.
Okay, perfect, good.
Already.
So does it
Good.
spread like an STD? What's going on?
No, 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 no. Don't be crass. No, no,
Right.
What's
Be
the
no.
symbol
polite.
of
We're a
Buddhism?
spiritual we're a spiritual discipline. We just don't believe in this like artificial separation between mind, body, booty, and spirit. Right? It's all
Nice.
one.
Spread like some booty
And really,
cheeks.
there is no booty. It's
Buddhists,
just the tops of the legs.
Buddhists prefer water or tissue paper.
Well, you're. I mean, look. I just think it's clear you're really behind on your scripture. So
Okay.
first of all, I recommend you rededicate yourself to the words of one of our prophets, Sir Mix-a-Lot, please. Um,
Oh, I'm so sorry, baby.
and I can't do remedial work with you, but one of the acolytes will work with you privately to kind of get you up to speed. Thank you.
I'm
Okay.
totally following
Thank
you,
you.
buddy.
I literally live by Sir Mix-a-Lot. Does he know about your religion?
I
Oh,
want to baptize.
does Mister Mix-a-Lot know about our religion?
I want to baptize to this religion.
I'm thinking about giving up the flying spaghetti monster for Buddhism.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The most important part, of course, is that in order to be a member, you have to pay us a $10 a month fee.
Oh
Um,
fuck. No, that's
and
not worth it.
and then no, but even better because there's it's a growing religion.
Sure.
Anyone you bring into the religion has to pay a $10 a month fee, and you get half of that, right? So,
Nah, that's not worth
um, no, really, that's pretty good.
Does it? If I draw this in a chart, it will be in the form of a pyramid.
it. Yeah.
It could be, but here's the thing: like, we're very open to entrepreneurial, like, kind of startup innovation. For example, at first, some of our senior acolytes were against the Brazilian chapter starting to do BBLs because we wanted the booty to be natural. But then we realized that if we got like 20% of every BBL performed by the Brazilian chapter, we'd make so much money. So now we're fine with BBLs.
Is that like a sideways MML?
Well, it's a Brazilian butt lift,
Oh,
but
I
Do you
got you.
meditate? Do you
we
meditate?
prefer to think of
Do
it as
you
like a spiritual
do
uplifting.
you
MLM
meditate?
is what I
No,
was
no, no, no.
thinking.
Do you meditate? Do you sir?
Brazilian
Do you?
booty lift. That's
Mm,
awesome.
thank you. Who asked that? Who said that? Thank you. Do you contemplate God? Do you have any practices to know my God?
We do, we do. I mean, I don't want to look. I don't want to center myself or the stage. I didn't come here to proselytize. But have you noticed how appealing the religion is just naturally,
It's
right?
extremely
Um,
appealing.
Right. So, but so with Donald's and Les and Tom's permission, I can share a few of our practices,
Well,
not
I'm
because
less
we
as
feel
well, so less is me.
okay, yeah, like not because like we're kind of like Judaism, like we don't need you to convert to like go to heaven or some shit like that. Like we're cool, you do your thing. But since you ask, I'll share what our beliefs are. So first, one of our practices is again the first 3 months in the religion, you may not get in touch with anyone else's booty. You
Is that
need
a
to get in
fun?
touch with just your own booty. So when you pray, you have to do some squats, and then you kind of have to you have to like literally put your hands on your booty and like rub in circles. It's kind of challenging. Try squatting down. Do it now. Do it now.
Is it
Squat
okay to use
down.
soap and do it in the shower?
You can. That's the more challenging level. But you squat down, right? But instead of like holding your hands above your head when you squat, like physical expert PE experts tell you, or like crossing them over your chest, you actually hold your buttocles, which is what we refer to as the holy. The buttocles are the holy. Yeah, right. So you hold your buttocles while you squat and you rub in circles at the same time. It's very challenging. It's not that easy.
Do they have to be opposite circles?
Well, you have to first. You can start with inward circles, right? Right.
Okay.
But then you have to get to a place where like one is going clockwise, one's counterclockwise, and that's very difficult. It's very difficult.
You
Um,
gotta go the same direction
and
on.
while you say it, you have to sing the lyrics to "Bootylicious." And again, like this is why it takes most people 3 months to master. Um, and then the other thing that
Is there
we
any bathing
require.
involved?
Well,
Can I stop you real
so
quick?
go ahead. Yeah, please.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I don't think that's a religion, bro. I think that's just
Sure
like,
it is. It's just as valid as a religion as Muslims. So go ahead, finish up.
nah, I don't think that's a religion. Like a religion is like
Sure it is. Gabriel, finish up.
God.
Hmm.
Did
Well,
he finish saying 3 months to master?
well,
You have
we
stop
said it
there.
was we said it was a combination. It was a combination of Judaism, Buddhism, and Beyonce lyrics.
I don't think
So
Buddhism is a religion or whatsoever, bro. I think you
I
just
don't
make
think
it up.
Beyonce is God. Maybe
Yeah, I
some
don't think
well,
people
we're
Beyonce
not
It's
do.
the
suggesting she's
lyrics.
God.
It's the
But we do think
scripture. That's just the
her lyrics
scripture,
are
right?
yeah. Her lyrics are prophetic. We
I
feel.
think Kanye is closer to the truth.
No. Kanye's definitely not. Kanye's out. Mm.
Kanye is pretty closer.
He likes Hitler too much.
So Kanye, at first we didn't really know what to make of him, but it was really two things. The first thing was the whole like I really love Hitler part. But then the second part that was kind of problematic is I don't know if you heard his poopity scoop song. There's like
Yeah.
poopity scoop, poop de poop. Yeah, that's just not a holy. No,
before.
it's not. Yeah.
It's just not. It's not good enough to be
But the
scripture.
man himself has enough holiness in one human being. He can perhaps start the religion with you. If we
So how much
contact,
people are in your religion?
maybe we should contact Kanye.
By
Yeah.
any
We should
Here's the other
ask
thing.
Kanye
One
West.
thing I neglected to mention is so the first 3 months are just getting in touch with your booty. After those 3 months, and by the way, to graduate, you also have to learn consent. Like you have to like before you touch other people's booties,
bro, how do
spiritually
you
or physically.
graduate in a religion, bro? That makes no
Well,
sense.
the Scientologists do it all the time. So let him
What
finish.
the heck?
Yeah. So then, when you graduate and you've learned how to like make sure you get verbal or clear kind of permission and acceptance, you may go and get in touch with others' booties, even as you explore the great universal booty. Like that's fine. You can do that in parallel.
I don't want any
So
booty. I don't want booty. I want God is my booty. I need booty God,
You
not
can
booty
experience
booty.
God through booty, man. I'll tell you, unless
No. That's
if you
materialism. I don't want the material. That's
you're
materialistic.
probably
You
not
didn't
doing it
think your
right.
religion. You didn't think
Bro, what the
the
fuck is
religion.
You just haven't
so
committed to
You didn't think
understanding
the
it
religion
enough
through.
yet.
You
Right.
just didn't. You didn't think the precepts.
You have to
All the way
believe
through.
in the booty before you can accept the booty.
No, you
bro?
have to
So
love
wait a
God
complicated.
before
second.
you can know
See,
His
What?
nature.
You have to have a
What?
relationship with the booty before you
I
can
think
love
Donald's
and
getting it.
accept the
Donald's
booty.
getting it. Yeah.
Bro, what do you
Yeah.
mean you have to have a
Bro,
I already do.
booty?
I
what
already do.
constitutes
Every
the
day I go to the temple. I worship His booty. What more do you want?
I mean, where does the
Worship
booty
booty.
starts and where does it end? What is booty? Is it the anal
Booty is
area,
as
the
booty
buttock
does.
cheeks?
The
What is
erogenous
booty?
nipple. What is the erogenous zone of forehead?
Booty is the thing that substantiates all possibility, impossibility of what can be, will be, and whatever will be, or
It's
what
the largest.
was,
It's
can
the
be, and will be.
largest
Amen.
muscle in most
Amen.
people's
Thank
body,
God.
including most people's brains. So
Bro.
Is the
Amen.
front part of the booty counts as part of the
It's
booty?
amazing.
The-
look,
I just want to know genitalia part of the
look. Here's the
booty
thing.
or
Here's the thing.
Mhm.
Rowan has a good point down below. He was saying that we're going a little too deep, on this
Bro,
topic.
you're going too deep,
Do
bro.
we
We are.
only
We're.
have to? Is it only the tip that can go in?
No,
Just
look.
the
we are
tip?
just
I
We
come
just.
to the
we are
temple
just
to worship booty.
analyzing the situation.
I come to the
Analyzing the situation.
I
We need to ease up. We need to ease off a little bit, and
I
I
come
think
to
it's
the
fine.
temple
I
to
think it's
worship
fine
my
to move.
booty.
Look.
To
Also,
worship
here's
the
the thing.
booty.
It's not meant to be easy. I can't just lay the booty on a silver platter for you guys. You have to discover it for yourself. So this is all
Bro,
I'm gonna
why
say.
would we
Yeah.
discover booty, bro? You make no sense. Your religion makes no sense,
It
bro.
does. It's in the heart. The booty is in
Bro,
your
you're
heart.
like those fucking vegans,
You have
bro.
to open your heart. Shut your mind off.
No,
Now.
you
Stop thinking.
open your rectum.
Bro,
Open your
you
booty.
didn't hear the saying, your
Open your
booty is
booty.
your temple?
Your
Bro,
booty
not
is your
heard
temple.
that before, bro.
Your
Who's
duty
saying
is
that? That's amazing. Who's saying that?
your booty is your temple. Your duty is what you do with the temple. This is how
What?
you treat the temple.
I feel like we should close this joke. We should
Yeah, bro, let's go
move
back
on.
to the earth being circle,
Oh
bro.
my god, that was amazing. Thank you, Gabriel. I appreciate
God
that
is
deeply.
Yeah.
kindness, and the
That might
booty
go on
is.
YouTube. You never know.
I want God's.
When people discover
Um,
Buddhism, they get many people get very enthusiastic. I'm
I
glad.
wash my
Just
I'm
said
feet
let's
assuming.
end
Oh,
it,
I'm
dude.
bro.
assuming Donald. One sec, guys. I'm assuming Donald. Up till now, you've maybe been an atheist, and so I'm not pressuring you. I'm just saying you should
Sure.
just consider the booty. That's all.
You
Bro,
should have
don't
heard the
Amen. To
conversation me and
we
Cal
all have.
had. You should have
We
heard the
all have
conversation.
booty
Hang on one
within.
second. One second.
We all
You
have
should
booty within.
hang on one second. So you should have heard the conversation me and Cal had about the harmful effects, the poisonous, deadly effects of dihydrogen monoxide when it's inhaled. It went on for
What?
an hour and a half.
bro.
Wow.
Bro,
Amen. Amen.
So does everybody know about the dangers of dihydrogen monoxide inhalation?
Only
nah.
boot. I don't know what's
That's
the
water,
danger
right?
of booty.
I
Booty.
only know that
Yeah, it's
religion.
water. He didn't figure it out for like an hour and a
I am
half.
talking about your booty.
Yo,
I
so
want to lick
Donald, are
it.
you like the owner
I
of this
want to lick
Am I the
thing?
the
owner of
true
what?
Maybe
God.
we should say booty juices
There's
everywhere.
no. It's listen. There's no need to be crass, and Buddhism isn't about your
Gabriel
desires.
again,
It's
bro.
it's about it's about getting in touch with the universe. But with that, we should close the booty conversation.
Yeah, bro, Gabriel, nobody cares about your booty religion, bro.
I deeply enjoyed it actually. So you speak for yourself, not for me.
Alright, I speak for
What
my
is the political stance of booty people? Are they pro-state?
not Amir again, bro.
Mm. Are they
Amir, I
prostate,
can't take you
He's
apostate?
serious.
saying that I can never catch your name.
Is Buddhism God? Bootyism. Is this the Lord our Savior from heaven? He came.
What? Bro, booty's not a religion, bro. You guys are
So look,
delusional.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
let's
hilarious.
uh,
Have you never
yeah.
worshipped the booty ever? Really?
Never,
See what I'm
bro.
saying?
What the fuck?
Man.
This joke kind of stale at this point. Y'all, I know y'all get
Yeah. Let's move
giggle
on.
about the
Yeah,
Yeah,
booty, but
it's
move
fine.
on,
That
bro.
was fun while it lasted, though. Hang on, I gotta stop recording and start a new one because I want that one to go online.
The high